What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Shared Screens podcast, the only podcast here on Shared Screens where there's no theme, there is no vibe, there is no specific topic.
I feel like
Well,
there's a vibe.
there is a vibe. The vibe is just one brain cell being passed around three idiots.
Yep,
Accurate.
absolutely.
That's accurate.
100%.
And I'm idiot one of three, Jordan Deeb, your host. And joining me today is idiots number 2 and 3. We got Austin J. Ernst and Rumble Pack 92, aka Chris.
Idiot 3.
I was gonna say I claim number 2. That's what I was gonna say.
Peter 3.
We all just got to get the thing 1 and thing 2 shirts, but they're just like idiot.
Just tape 3 on the other side. Like that's it works.
Yeah, for real. So how's everyone doing? I know we're all just probably in our caves playing Zelda, but other than that.
Good. I think I'm exhausted, but I'm here. Hello.
Is that just the vibe today? Is everyone fucking tired? Because I'm tired as hell.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, so I went to work, I came home, my dog was sleepy all day. Brittany comes home, she's like, I'm so fucking tired. I was like, good, I'm taking a nap. Like I got nothing in me. I get on here, everyone's like, I'm tired. I was like, what is today? Why are we all so collectively exhausted?
Yeah, and
Only Wednesday too.
It's that fucking meme of like, what a week, kind of like Captain, it's only Wednesday.
Yeah. And I feel more tired today than I did yesterday, but I feel like I went to bed at a better time than I did Monday.
Dude, when I get more sleep, I swear, like that first day after that, I feel awful.
Like worse.
Awful. Like my
Yeah.
body is like, what did you do? We were so used to this 3 hours a night thing, and then you got like 6.5, 7, and the body's like, we don't know how to process any of this.
It's
Yeah.
like when you're like, I'm going to stop eating fast food every day and start eating healthy food, and then your body shits a whole lot, and you're like, why? What have you put in me? Like, what
Yeah,
is
like,
this?
Gotta lower your fiber.
What's a vegetable?
Apple.
They're myths. They don't exist.
I have friends like that have say they have the palates of like an 8-year-old where like anything they eat, they're like pushing away the onions, the lettuce, the tomatoes, and I'm like, all of it? Like I get not liking one.
I can understand
of them.
like onions.
Yeah, and
onions
like
are gross, but
I love onions, but like today I ordered a burger and just went, no onions, because I just wasn't feeling that strongness in the burger, if that makes sense.
I like one good onion, like one good ring. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I
like a whole onion, just
one good ring. I use the word ring in there. All right, don't do this.
I want one whole onion, please, on my burger.
But no, I have friends that like straight up have child palates. They're like, nope, everything I ate when I was 10 is all I still eat. Because I have a friend who's a chef, so clearly he's got a very good palate.
Refined palate, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And me and him one time were like having these like, they're really good. If you guys ever want like a healthy chip replacement, you can get them on Amazon. They're like dehydrated mushrooms, but they don't have the mushroom taste you're thinking of.
Oh,
like they have
a
mushroom.
Mushrooms.
Yeah, they have like a mushroomy taste, but not like the way you're thinking. And we're just trying to get him to try one. And this dude was just, we were getting, you know how guys are. We started just annoying him. We're like, come on, try it, bro, try it. Come on. And he's like, he got to a point where he was just yelling at us. And we're like, just try one fucking, it's not going to kill you.
Then it started fist fighting. Like,
he was getting to the point where he was like pushing it away. He's like, stop it. And he's like hitting our shoulder. It's like, me and my friends hit each other the way siblings hit each other.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You gotta get a little silly with the homies. I do. Yeah, I have a couple like family members who like stopped like eating new foods after they were like 12. You know, who'll just be like, "What are we doing for dinner?" And they're like, "Oh, chicken nuggets and mac and cheese," or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm like, you're 22. Like, let's do something.
I will say, sometimes when I'm like, because I don't have like the biggest kitchen space here, so I hate having to do. I'm using the word loosely. A lot of cooking because I just end up running out of space.
I'm not trying to like. I'm not saying like chicken nuggets and mac and cheese are bad. I eat them all the time. Like it's good stuff. Don't get me wrong. But like we'll go out like
and they
to dinner at a nice place, and they're like, oh yeah, fries, mac and cheese, and you know some sort of chicken, and I'm like, just. Yeah. Try something. Try anything. Try something, please.
But occasionally, like homemade breaded chicken and mac and cheese makes me feel like I'm 10-year-old at my friend's house again, and I'm like, this fucking nothing hits the spot.
No, I keep
are a staple.
Oh yeah, I keep a bag of like Tyson chicken nuggets like in my freezer, like ready for the air fryer at all times, right? Like it's know, it's nice not to have to like cook something, and like if like today I'm exhausted as hell and don't want to do nothing.
Yeah, when I stop by my parents' house and like anytime I'm leaving, I will like do grocery shopping there because my parents, we're a family of 6. They just buy in wholesale, even though only one of us still live at home. They're still
Sure.
just buying wholesale. So I'm like, I will take a few of these
just
and one
having
of these
one
and
of
some of
those.
that. And I will get pasta and canned goods and fucking frozen foods, and I'll just be like, bye. And my mom calls me the other day and she's like, did you take a bag of meatballs? I was like, I did. Did you need those?
Were you gonna eat all of them?
Oh, they're in my
Eventually.
freezer now, so come and get them.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. My mom makes like her own dishes that she will just like pack up and freeze and just make bagfuls of them. Like anytime she's bored, and then that's what I bring.
She
It's
meal
just-
preps.
Yeah, but like for her kids, and it's great.
Yeah, no, that's super rad.
Yeah.
I wish I could meal prep for myself. What happens is I buy the stuff and then I don't prep any of it and it all goes bad and then I go buy more
Dude,
stuff.
same. Every single time. Like, I might do like the first week. Like, I'll get through like,
Yeah.
the first week. I'm like, oh, I did good. I'm feeling kind of crappy. I'm gonna treat myself to like one fast food thing. And then as soon as I eat that fast food, never
Gone.
eating that
It's
shit again.
over.
I'm never
Nope.
eating any of that
Absolutely not.
healthy shit.
I have bought broccoli multiple times in the past few months, being like, one of these days I'm gonna make chicken and broccoli Alfredo because I have that Alfredo sauce. I have
Yeah.
fucking pasta. And the chicken's the hardest part, arguably, because I just gotta boil or steam the fucking broccoli, and I just keep pushing it off. And then I look at the broccoli and it's gone bad. I'm like, fuck me.
Yeah.
Every
That's how it
single
goes.
time. I
Yeah.
totally get it.
I do have to learn.
Broccoli is one of my
how-
favorite things to like roast. Like olive oil, salt and pepper, throw it in the oven for a bit or air fryer.
do that
That's
with-
some
yeah.
good ass broccoli, man.
I do that with carrots because there's one of my favorite like not pre-cooked but pre-made meals that you could get at Sam's Club are salmon fillets stuffed with a seafood salad. And so
Interesting.
I will always put like what I'll do is when I put it in the oven, I'll like sit it on the carrots, like a bunch of baby carrots, and I'll season those as well, and it comes out real nice.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that hitting. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that sounds great. Speaking of food, today I'm coming home from work and I was just like I'm gonna hit Chipotle on my way home, and they've got a new like chicken al pastor, which I was like, ooh, I like al pastor, and I always get chicken in my bowl, so I got chicken on it. I came home. It's tasty. Highly recommend. Very spicy. Here's the thing, sitting like a rock in my stomach right now, dude. I feel horrible.
Yeah.
Did you expect anything
I
else?
can, and it's like I've had pretty good luck with Chipotle
Oh, okay.
for a good while now, to where like I don't like hours later and am like, oh god, I'm about to spend like an hour of my life on the toilet, and I feel it coming, man. Like it's
Oh,
creeping up
no.
on me. That's gonna
The-
be my night, dude.
Yeah.
Oh no!
The
Grab your
worst
Switch,
thing-
Your Steam Deck.
Yeah, I'm gonna play
Grab all
fucking
of it.
Zelda, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Bring a backup in case one dies.
Yeah, just bring the power cable in with me. It's like plugged in across the fucking sink. I'm sitting on the toilet. I'll be like, this is where I live now.
But
It's
no,
open torted so it can reach the
Yeah, I'm playing it like sideways.
just sitting on the toilet backwards, like my arms need a rest. I got a shelf
I
back
gotta.
here. Yeah. But I hate when I finish a meal and I could feel the like, oh, this is gonna fuck me up later. This is just gonna fill me up the rest of the day.
It's
My
the worst.
dad-
It's the worst in the world.
My dad can eat something and then literally as soon as he puts the fork down, go take a shit. Like from that
Sometimes that
exact
happens.
meal, and I'm just
Sometimes
like,
that happens,
you're
yeah.
not human. Like I don't understand.
Is he constantly eating? Is he never getting
No.
nutrients?
Just every meal he gets just goes right through him, which is
Or,
probably why he
that was
weighs
the
like,
last one.
which is probably why he weighs like 90 pounds.
Maybe that was the last one. Now that the new one's coming in.
I mean, I don't think so.
I mean,
I
guys-
grew up with this man. Like as soon as he ate and put that spoon down, he went to the bathroom for a
It's
good
over.
20
And
minutes.
it's
and
like,
then he was-
all right.
that was it.
It's
He's like-
time.
at one point, he's like, "Why do I even eat? Like I don't know."
Just go straight through him. Nothing.
Yeah, every time. Anyway,
On that note,
great opener.
great opener. So, does anyone have any fun little topics or questions? Because I think I have like a decently fun one.
You said at the top of the show, there are no topics.
There's no specific topics. We don't
No
open and go.
specific-
This is our.
This is.
You know,
All
this is
right,
our-
worded very carefully. I see how.
Sure,
it
it
is.
was
He
this
also opened the show calling us all idiots. Oh wait, was that the recording that worked?
No, I
don't
agree.
remember.
That was the one
I
that
agree.
worked.
Okay.
And he's
Yeah.
right about that one. That one's on the money.
Yeah, I said no specific topic. Like this isn't the shared screens shitcast. You know, where we're all going to talk about that habit.
It could not with that attitude. It's not.
I don't want it
I've
to
already
be.
said shit like 3 times, so it may be. It may be.
Yeah. No, but I thought something fun would be like, and I know we're all like roughly the same age range, give or take, but I feel like you hear a lot about people like, oh, like what age of Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network did like you grow up with, and what did you watch? Like, were you like
Oh yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
Johnny Bravo Powerpuff Girl era? Were you like the Ben 10 Chowder era? And like, so a fun twist on that. And keep in mind, I'm still asking about like when you were a kid, but what was the like Nick at Night era that like you resonated with the most? Because Nick at Night was something for adults that I only watched as a kid, and I think about that regularly.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
I'm gonna open this just because I don't have anything to add to this conversation. My family didn't have cable or anything, so
There
the
you go.
only like Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network stuff that I watched was at my babysitter when I was younger. And I do
Ah.
remember there was like a Scholastic book club thing that I ordered a Powerpuff Girl like stuffed toy thing, and I was so embarrassed about it that my mom called the school and she was like, "Hey, my son ordered this thing and he doesn't want anyone to know about it. So when all the orders come, can you hold his at the front and then give it to him like as he leaves?" And they did
Amazing.
it. And
Aw.
they did it
Wow,
all.
yeah,
So I
that's really
kept it a
cool.
secret, and I love this thing. I had it for a long time. I think I
And now
eventually
you just
lost it
said it
to
on
a.
the internet.
I think I
Hey, Powerpuff Girls
eventually.
were dope. I'm
Yeah,
like real talk.
No,
dude.
yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
As an adult, yeah, I would share that shit willingly.
But I also
Absolutely.
get why, as like a child, you're like, I can't be caught dead with this thing.
I was
No,
in like
yeah, that
first
was
grade.
that was how it goes because Powerpuff Girls was a lot of times like one of the last shows before Toonami came on the weekends, and so like if I wanted to see Dragon Ball Z, Powerpuff Girls was going to be on first, and so
It
there
was
were a
the
few
warm-up.
times where I'm sitting there waiting. My mom comes in, she's like, "Are you watching Powerpuff Girls?" I'm like, "No."
I mean, hey,
Same with
Powerpuff Girls
Totally
is-
Spies a few years later. Would come on during the midday reruns of before Dragon Ball Z again. And so I was like, all right, Dragon Ball comes on after Totally Spies. I
Okay.
just got to get this to come on. And then my mom, again, would be like, ain't this a girl show? I'd be like, shut up, Mom.
Mom.
I'm gonna put a pin in the Totally Spies thing,
Yeah.
but and we'll come back to that. But like I don't know. Austin,
I do
you're saying something.
I do have a Nick and Night answer if you were good there, Austin.
Yeah, go ahead. That's
Oh,
all
yeah,
I
it's-
have to add anyway.
So yeah, my Nick at Night situation I think is a little different because like for my age, I was born in 1992. I will be 31 years old this year.
Old as dirt.
Old, I know, dude. I'm decrepit.
Damn.
That's why I'm so fucking tired. Is I'm old and crotchety.
Why am I tired then?
Crotch.
Was I didn't. I hate this fucking show, bro.
Riveting.
What were we talking about? Was I didn't have cable till I was like 11 or 12 years old. Because that was after a point where my family could afford it, and so I didn't really care to watch anything Nick at Night until I was like already a teenager. And so the only like straight like Nick at Night memories that I have is like 15, 16 years old, just being at 17, like not having anything else to do. And so by the time that like I was awake and Nick at Night was on, it was usually just like 3 hours of George Lopez. And like that's what I would just sit there and watch it because the underrated sitcom I think was George Lopez.
Is that the stuff I would just wake up at 2 a.m.?
Dun,
Like when
dun,
I'd be at
dun,
like
dun.
I'd be at like a sleepover or something, and then I'd wake up and that was the one that was already always
And he's
on.
jumping up. I love
Yeah.
that is a universal experience for like people for like this 10-year gap. They were like, yeah, everybody our age just woke up at 3 a.m. to George Lopez jumping.
It was just on TV. Yep.
Yeah. George Lopez was definitely, I think, the show on Nick and Night that I was like, oh, like I legitimately like this. This is hilarious. I agree. It's an underrated sitcom. I've been rewatching some episodes lately. Angie, still fine. Still fine as always.
Agreed. 100%.
And when I say rewatching episodes lately, I mean I for some reason have been getting like full ass George Lopez episodes just showing up on my Facebook video like feed. And so occasionally I'm like, fuck it, we're gonna watch George
Like,
Lopez
hell
on
yeah.
a screen this big, and you're gonna read through the comments a little bit, and you're gonna skim through, and then you're gonna stop like 10 minutes in.
God.
That has been such an interesting phenomena to where it's only related in just that it's like I keep getting this one thing on my timeline, specifically on TikTok, right? Which has like a what is it, like a 2-minute like maximum, I think, as far as whatever it is. And so my TikTok feed for like 3 days, like a month ago, would just be sections of Moneyball.
Mhm.
I watched the entire movie out of order because it was just in my timeline for a couple days, and it was after like an hour of getting like 7 or 8 different like clips from Moneyball, and they were all different clips. Like every single time I got it, I had no repeats, which was incredible. I was like, is this me or is this like a thing that's happening? I was like, maybe it's a meme, and so I go into the comments, and everyone in the comments is like, I don't know why this is on my For You page right now.
So
But I'm just sitting here watching the movie Moneyball wildly out of order with zero context.
Yeah.
Some people experience that movie for the first time in pieces on TikTok.
So
Yeah.
related to that, I don't have TikTok on my phone anymore for like a couple of different reasons. It just at one point it was just sitting there taking up space,
Too
and
many
like
things
because I straight up wasn't even getting that. I was getting like the dark humor fucked up thing of TikTok, like in a funny way. Like it was all, but like I just stopped using it at one point and then went into the cloud and I was like, let me just save the space.
I will
Yeah.
say that TikTok does make my bathroom trips like 5 minutes longer than they need to be.
Oh yeah.
Allows you to make sure you didn't miss anything.
I mean, I guess, but I'm just holding my phone the entire time, not doing shit.
Yeah, but so in return, YouTube Shorts and is like the thing that is kind of similar to what you're saying, Chris, where YouTube short algorithms for me will just decide what show I'm kind of aware of or know about now. Like I have
Right.
seen, and I'm going to list shows that I've never sat down and watched beginning to end, but I have seen random clips of episodes of.
It's like you have an awareness of what it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Sopranos,
No.
Okay.
House.
Okay.
House is really good. I like House.
House, for some reason, a few months ago, this
House is
isn't a
really
show. This isn't a show, but for some reason, a few months ago, and people in the comments, I think that are on the same algorithm as me, is like the algorithm has decided this is what we're watching now. Like I am now a Sopranos fan. Like that's the joke in the comments. I get a ton of Breaking Bad ones, but I've seen that show. And for some goddamn reason, it was doing that with Schindler's List like a month ago, and I was like, I gotta change that because that's
oh boy.
I just feel disrespectful watching that movie in 2-minute segments on the toilet or in bed.
It's as it was meant to be experienced, I think.
Yeah.
That was the director's intent from the start.
When Spielberg was making that film, he was like, I hope someday people will learn this lesson with their pants around their ankles in the work bathroom and with their AirPods in. And I don't even know what AirPods are. That's how
ahead of his time he was.
He was so visionary.
That was how far ahead everyone else was. But I mean that is also that's sort of like why has this thing like suddenly entered the realm, has like broken out of TikTok now? Because did you guys experience on Twitter just the sudden emergence of The Good Doctor?
Yeah, but
Like
Twitter.
ads?
No, not
it's
even
been
ads.
like it's been like in the Twitter discourse for lack of a better word.
So yeah, just one day on Twitter, somebody shared like this clip from The Good Doctor, which which you said House, which reminds me of it because the show is so bad, but it's created by the guy that made House. Like he runs the show, and so I was like, how on earth? But like the concept is it's a show about an autistic surgeon, right? Played by the kid from August Rush.
Isn't there a line that says like his superpower is he's autistic? Like,
yeah,
isn't there something like that?
Straight,
like,
they straight up say something like that, and it's like the worst possible like representation of autism I've ever seen in my life. Like he walks around like C-3PO. Like he can't speak in normal sentences, and
they treat it like a superpower.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like when
you can see him doing like a Jimmy Neutron brain blast and shit.
Yeah, like I've seen the opening of the pilot where it's like a kid gets fucking slapped by a sign at a train station.
Oh no, okay, yeah.
That is how the show opens, and so he has to run in and do emergency surgery without proper tools. So he's using like fucking Jack Daniels that they're selling at the train station and like a pen and like honestly that part's kind of cool. He needs to sanitize it, like that's like for alcohol.
Yeah.
But then like the part that becomes a superpower is like when he's looking at the hands, he's like seeing the medical textbook and like the text that goes over it. And like I just wanted to explain that to you, Austin. But sorry, continue, Chris.
Yeah, he activates his Batman Arkham Vision, you know.
He could have just
Um,
been like a shy genius. Like they didn't have to make him.
No, it's one of the worst representations of autism I've ever seen, and it went viral because somebody like shared this clip of him like breaking down and screaming at this one dude, "I am a surgeon, I am a surgeon," and it's just that for like an hour and for like a full like minute and a half. It's the one line, and the dude just like it. Dr. Han. I hate that I know his name because all of this is
He became a meme where they were like, Dr. Han is a Chad.
Yeah, because he looks like the Chad. He's got that real strong jawline. He's just sitting there like,
and he's not reacting. He's just watching this dude scream.
the variations of like the live Dr. Han reaction I've seen now is fucking unreal. But and so it's like through just this one clip like getting shared where somebody's like, what the fuck is this show? To where now on Twitter, I just know so much about this fucking show, and I've never voluntarily watched any of it.
The Good Doctor in the past week has become like Glee and Twilight for me, where everything I know about it, I learned against my will.
Yeah, when it was forced upon me.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like to the point where it's like, it feels like plot twists where I'm like genuinely like, oh shit. Like when I learned that Dr. Han is in 3 episodes of the show. And the reason that I don't even know the autistic character's name. The Good Doctor.
Sean.
The Good Doctor, I guess, is freaking out and crying because Dr. Han had to take over a surgery because he didn't brush his teeth like enough times earlier in the morning, and he freaked out in the middle of a surgery and had to leave. I'm not fucking kidding. That's
And
what happens in the episode.
It feels like a really, like, I'm not an expert in this stuff in any means. It just feels like it's a very fucked up way of portraying autistic people.
It's not just fucked up way. It feels like a very just like out of fashion. Like it's like I could have seen the show coming out in like 2002.
Yeah,
but though it's wild to me that it started in like 2018 or something.
Yeah, and kind of in that same thing of another show I have seen more than I would like to admit, but I've never sat down and watched it because of the algorithm. That I think I can make a comparison with The Good Doctor is like I've seen a lot of fucking Young Sheldon shorts. And like,
yeah,
The Big Bang Theory is cringy. That show's cringy in its own right, but I actually think that they probably handle him better than they handle The Good Doctor.
As someone
that's what I saw as well. That's what I saw people even saying about like The Good Doctor, to where it's like yeah, the show's dumb, but at least like Young Sheldon has like an accurate like representation of somebody with some sort of I don't know how to describe it. Like mental condition doesn't feel like the right word, but
for someone that's neurodivergent.
Neurodivergent.
Yeah. And then like to Sheldon as like a human being and a character, and not just he's autistic.
Yeah, exactly. That's The Good Doctor. Is he has autism? That's his character.
Yeah, exactly.
Like yeah. The moment I saw him like in this one clip, like genuinely, like he walks around like C-3PO, like with his hands up and out like this, and sometimes doing this, and then he also talks like him as well, like not like a human being, sort of as a robot would. And I'm just like,
I am fluent in 6 million different forms of surgical operations.
Human cyber relations.
Okay, and so kind of sticking with like this weird video algorithm trend. I don't post on Facebook often, but I like use the app a decent amount. And fuck Facebook, fuck Mark Zuckerberg, but like I have a lot of family overseas that like Facebook is the way we communicate and will, I think, kind of just always be the way we communicate. And to me, it is very much the family social media at this point, and I'm cool with that. I don't need my uncle seeing my horny on main tweets.
Messenger is the main way that I communicate with my mother. Like it's just
I mean, yeah, it's how I talk to family. Like at that point. I don't use it for anything else.
Yeah. Or if I ever travel overseas,
like, hey, we're having to get together like on this day, and I'm like, cool, thanks.
It was genuinely how like my grandmother would interact with me before she passed away. Right? It was just all Facebook stuff. Right? Like that's the only way I now as far as like I don't use it very often. It's literally like I only touch the thing if somebody reaches out to me first, then I go, ugh, I got to open Facebook. I don't want to change because Twitter is very quickly becoming Facebook already, and I'm so over it.
And not in the good way.
It's like in all of the worst ways, yeah.
Yeah, because like I use Facebook also because like I have a few friends that for some reason choose to shitpost on Facebook, and I'm like, I got to see these fucking memes. Like some of them are genuine. And I'm also like I've also started using Facebook as like a Facebook groups are surprisingly better at Reddit forums, or now the fact that Discord is trying to become like a forum thing. Facebook groups work surprisingly well, where I'm in there for like Pokemon ROM hacks, like to keep an eye out on new ROM hacks or like get
Oh,
tips on them.
it's definitely great for that kind of functionality.
Yeah.
Most like when I was like really deep into the competitive Smash scene, like if you ever wanted to try and hook up with any kind of like local Smash player, especially if you're going to a new city or something, Facebook's always the way to go. There's always a Facebook group for like
Yeah.
Columbus, Ohio Smash, like San Antonio Smash or whatever, and it's really great for organizing
Same
like,
with
esports stuff. Yeah,
Same with Pokemon Go, and even actually when I was
Pokemon
looking
Go,
for
yeah.
when I was looking for apartments, like I found this apartment on Facebook Marketplace, but also just if you go like any town and you go like housing group, like or apartment group, like you will find people posting on there. Like it's replaced Craigslist, I guess, in a way.
Wow.
But on Facebook, the video algorithm there, at least the one I'm in, what people will do is they will just post straight up full episodes of those like CBS, NBC, like cop or medical shows that kind of have like or legal shows that have like a lesson behind it.
Oh
and
boy.
they're sometimes mirrored, or they're usually talking in like a high pitched voice because they raise the pitch.
Yeah,
and the speed.
they pitch shifted a little bit so it doesn't get taken down.
So the copyright, and then they present it with like the question of the episode. Where like, and I've discovered shows I never even knew fucking existed thanks to this thing. But it'll be like a show where they're like, "Do you think this lawyer did the right thing?" And my favorite thing is just to go in the comments and see the fucking idiots that still use Facebook argue about it. It is like, it is brain rot in the most entertaining way because it doesn't actually concern me. I'm just like, look at all these dumb motherfuckers. Like I'm just. I'm gonna tell you a show that I discovered. Let me figure out what it was called because
give us like 3 options and we have to pick out which one is the real title.
Yeah, absolutely. on something while you're figuring that out, like, do y'all remember? Y'all know there's like a trio of like Chicago shows where you have like Chicago PD, Fire.
They crossover.
Yeah, they post shit like that. They post the Blue Bloods remake, Law and Order.
Because what's the name of the guy that plays Chris Traeger in Parks and Rec?
Rob Lowe.
Have you? I think he's in like the Chicago Fire or something.
Oh yeah, and there was the
one with the frozen dude, and he tries to do like chest compressions on him, and he just collapses the poor man's chest because he's frozen, and so his chest goes like in.
And he's just standing there like this.
He just sits there, and then an EMT walks up and takes their stethoscope.
Yep, I can confirm he is frozen.
And the thing is, they make it look like Rob Lowe's character like completely killed this guy. Again, I'm not a doctor. I think if you're that frozen, you were dead. You were dead. You were dead to begin with.
I think I saw an ad, or maybe it was just a thing on TikTok about Chicago Fire or whatever, but I saw one where there was like an invisible fire. They had to turn on like UV light or something to see this fire, and I'm like,
I gotta watch this fucking show, dude. Are you kidding me?
And it's like a connected universe because some people from the fire department will end up in the hospital dropping someone off.
Well, they just show this guy who's like, put it out, and he's just batting his leg, and it's like, I don't see anything. And then someone's like, everyone stop! And she like runs back to her freaking truck and like points some light. I'm like, why do you have a light? Why do you have this? And then it points the light at him, and he's fighting this like invisible teal flame, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, so this show I discovered, I have to just give you guys the plot because it is fucking bonkers.
Sorry.
Okay. And now I'm going to just tell you the genre before I even get into the plot. This is a legal drama. Okay. This is like a Boston legal-esque show. The series revolves around Suits is also one I've been getting a lot on my YouTube shorts. Fucking, that's fun. That show's cool.
Suits is actually okay. Suits is okay.
The series revolves around vapid aspiring model Deb Dopkins, who is killed in a car crash on a way to an audition for The Price is Right. As her soul enters the gates of heaven, she found herself being judged by a gatekeeper named Fred.
No!
As a result of her shallowness, Fred declares her a 0-0 since she has performed 0 good deeds and 0 bad deeds during her time on Earth. Okay, while Fred is distracted, Deb presses the return key before Fred can stop her, because apparently there's a soundboard in heaven.
Nice. Hell yeah. And he's just got a fucking stream deck up there.
brought back to
You
life.
die and you just immediately start sprinting.
Okay. And I haven't gotten to the biggest twist yet.
What do you
She's
mean?
brought back to life in the body of a recently deceased lawyer named Jane Bingham, who died
Yes.
protecting her boss.
Yes.
Jane, this is the official description. Jane is the complete opposite of Deb. She is brilliant, hardworking, charitable, which first, this woman was a model. Nothing said she wasn't brilliant or hardworking in her own right. And now here's where we
Don't you
get
know models are stupid?
Ah.
here's where it gets worse. Not only is Jane brilliant, hardworking, and charitable, she is also plus sized. And that's part of the premise, is that this like me is like this stuck-up hot model ended up in the body of a normie and is now a lawyer. Deb also finds out that Jane works in the same law firm as her as Deb's fiance. So now the dead woman in another person's body is working in the same law firm as her mourning fiance. I have seen random clips of this thinking it was just a regular legal drama before I went, what the fuck is this show? And then I looked up the premise and I went, that's the pilot?
Wait, so this isn't a comedy?
It's a comedy drama / legal drama. Like it's not like
It's not The Good Place.
it's not.
Like-
I've never seen The Good Place. So I can't. But I
Oh,
wanna,
it's watched The Good Place.
I don't know enough about this show specifically to make this one to 100%. But like, it's like less serious Law and Order. Where like if Law and Order wasn't about the crimes like rape and murder, they might be able to get away with a few more jokes here and there. This kind of has that vibe.
Okay, it's
Petty
a little
theft.
more lighthearted, but it's still it tries to have its serious beats.
The premise of like, oh, what if we put a model in an, and I'm using the executive's words, this is not my opinion. What if we put a model in an ugly lady's body and that lady is a lawyer? So now we have the hot, dumb model in the ugly, smart lawyer's body. And then it just plays out like a regular legal drama as if
You're
she's
supposed to,
fucking
you're supposed to
learned
like
law.
empathize with this horrible person.
Yeah, and one of
I hate it. I hate it.
yeah, it's just it is the most wild fucking thing I've ever read. The name of the show is called Drop Dead Diva.
I'm,
No!
I'm looking this shit up right now. Are you
This
kidding me?
show ran for 6 seasons.
What? I've never even heard of it.
It ran from July 2009 to June 2002.
What channel
For-
was this on? Who read this pilot and was like, "Yep, that's the one."
Lifetime. It's a Lifetime
Oh, that
show.
checks out.
No,
That-
yeah,
that
no,
checks out.
that makes sense. Okay, okay.
Oh man.
Kim Kardashian
Can I-
was in it at one
Can I
point.
bring it back to the TikTok thing a little bit, like the algorithms?
Oh, sorry. I
love-
just want to add one more element into this show.
go for it.
Joan Rivers.
She is not supposed to tell anybody that she is someone else in this person's body. I think
Why
she
not?
tells like her
Everyone.
best friend, and I think she. Yeah, she only tells her best friend, and then a guardian heaven from angel or a guardian angel from heaven is like, "Hey, you can't tell anyone else. We're the only ones who know your secret." So she has to pretend to be this other person the entire rest of her life.
Incredible.
Cool. Anyway, I want
Oh,
to
so
bring it to.
I'm
Okay,
sorry,
go ahead.
I just want to add one more thing here.
Yeah.
I just found this on the Hollywood Reporter from January 15th of 2013.
If you tell me, okay, 2030. I was about to say, if you tell me the show is getting
2013.
renewed, I will end the
No,
podcast.
No, it was canceled in at the end of 2012, and they said Lifetime's decision to cancel the expensive drama came after the cable network approached producers Sony Pictures Television for cost-cutting options to continue with the series. Despite the cancellation, ratings for the season 4 finale marked a season high with 2.76 million viewers.
No,
Almost 3 million people watched the show I've never even heard of.
that's insane.
I mean,
You know
that's
what?
kind
Maybe
of
we're
what
wrong. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe
that's
it's
kind of what. Sometimes I have to remind myself we live in a country with 300 million people, and that's not even like that big of a country comparatively. But a bunch of these fucking people are watching the Blue Bloods remake with Tom Selleck, which is another one. Well, they'll post on Facebook and be like, "What are your opinion on
Yeah,
these
they don't know
cops
better.
trying to do the
Alright.
right thing?"
I would
Just cable and boomers are like peanut butter and jelly. They're watching the Young Sheldons and the Good Doctors and the Blue
they're for
Bloods.
sure
and
like
the,
the only people watching these things, right? Like that's
it is just
like,
it is just
people
old people
below,
that don't know streaming.
people below the age of 40 like don't watch television, like unless it's like sports. right? Like, I mean, that's
I have YouTube
And
TV
even if we
for-
want to
that's what's
watch
gotta
something
be.
that's airing on cable, we'll watch it as a streaming.
And that it's true.
like-
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like nobody's watching TV live anymore. I do
only
also want to
thing-
point out that according to Wikipedia, the series ends with Grayson using Ian's musical talents to play and sing "It Had to Be You" for Deb/Jane as the two are finally reunited together. She gets back with
does he-
she gets back with her with her fiance.
Does he
at the end of
realize
the
it's
show.
her, or does
think
he
so.
die to like?
I don't know. I just want to know. I just want to let you know that the show ends with them being together.
Aww.
It's something about a musical performance.
It's
I
a
don't know.
musical change, man.
It's just like, I don't know. I look at some of these shows and I'm like, oh, CBS is just the CW for boomers. Like, the
You know what?
CW is for like teenagers who don't know better television.
You have a
And then
point.
CBS is just like, hey, this is for the racist old people.
You added that last part on there. I like that.
Yes.
Where does Yellowstone fit into that? Because Yellowstone, I feel
Good
like
luck.
is like that's the premiere. That's the HBO show for boomers to watch, right? Like it's like they don't watch HBO, they watch Yellowstone because like it's higher produced, quote unquote, better writing. I watched a few episodes of it. I thought it was fucking terrible. It's really boring, so boring. But like everyone's like, you gotta fucking watch Yellowstone. And it's like I don't even know. I genuinely don't even know where to watch it. But like that's like the premiere show I see like older people talking about all the time.
I don't even know what I've heard of it. I do not know what Yellowstone is. And there was like a good 5 seconds where I was like, is that the one with the girls? I was like, no, that's Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Jackets, yeah.
Yep,
No,
yep.
it's got it's got famous people in it. Like I mean, it's let me find the cast here. Yellowstone.
I've heard the show and I heard people
Yeah.
like it just seems like some people
Like,
who have watched it's like
it's got like Kevin Costner and a bunch of other people in it. And it's like westerny, but also like but still like modern, like real, like
yeah.
whatever. I don't know. It's not good. I didn't like it.
I mean,
Fair enough.
this is the thing with streaming right now is like I think these guys are just accepting. I mean, obviously not right now with the writer's strike and fucking let's support the writers and let's get less trash on these streaming services. But I think that for a while streaming services were just accepting everything and like
What's
are
a show that
throwing
premieres
money.
live? Like it's on television. And
Oh.
then and is also available on streaming later, but it's like
Yeah.
I say that it's like this is like the HBO show for like boomers who watch cable is because it premieres on TV.
I mean, I never had HBO besides HBO Max, so I don't know if
Same.
like if you ever if for the people that still my family still has cable because if we try to get rid of it, they just take that price and add it onto the phone and internet, and so my parents are like, I might as well milk more out of them.
I didn't get HBO until Game of Thrones pretty much, but even then that was when they had it was HBO Go at the time, I think.
Yeah, there's HBO Go and HBO Now, and it was super confusing as to what was what.
I don't remember if it was also Now. I had the one that allowed me to watch like Game of Thrones as it premiered, but it was still a streaming service. Like I was just paying.
Yeah,
like,
because
$10
there
a
was the
month or
one
whatever.
that you got when you bought HBO with cable, and then there was one that you could pay for separately.
It was like just streaming. Yeah.
Yeah. But what I don't know is like The Last of Us, for the people that had HBO on their cable box, was
Yes.
The Last of Us premiering at 9 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. And I mean, Game of Thrones was the same way.
Game of Thrones, I knew
way
it did.
the way HBO like rolls out their stuff because they did this with Chernobyl too is that it's like they have the time slot. It at that time slot it plays live on TV and then also is available
then,
like
yeah.
on streaming. Yeah.
I love
yeah.
Chernobyl. I love that
Chernobyl is
show.
very good.
It's very daunting, but it's very, very well done.
It's part of why Andor is one of the best Star Wars things ever. A lot of people from Chernobyl worked on Andor.
It's fair.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, it's also the same fucking director as The Last of Us.
It's The
which
Last
is
of Us,
also
yeah, it's
excellent.
Craig Mazin.
Yeah,
If you haven't watched Chernobyl, anyone out there listening to this,
I
watch
haven't.
Chernobyl because it's
You should
really,
watch
really,
Chernobyl, dude. It's really good.
Like,
I got
all
a
the
lot
shows
of
you
shows I
mentioned-
apparently have to watch. That's the
all
other
the sh-
thing.
All the shows we've mentioned, Last of Us, Game of Thrones, I understand like the height of Game of Thrones, it might not ever be touched again. But I'm saying Chernobyl might be like the highest quality show that I've
Shit,
watched.
Chernobyl's really,
'cause
really
at least
fucking
Game of
good.
Thrones, like the ending was kind of iffy. I didn't watch Game of Thrones, but all that. But yeah, there are highs and lows.
Last
on both.
season was real bad. Yeah, it's
That's what I heard.
I was really disappointed by the last
I
season.
can't think of like a negative thing of Chernobyl. Like I mean, the only thing I can think negative is like if you don't
There
wanna
isn't
be
more.
sad, don't watch it.
Oh yeah, it's a
Yeah.
soul crushing television show.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that would definitely be like
But
the
it's
biggest-
really, really, really good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
I don't know, but I wanted
I
to
was
go
gonna
back to
bring
the
it back to the TikTok stuff.
Yes,
but
please.
yeah.
we're way gone from there. So if we don't want,
No,
to,
go
that's fine.
ahead.
No, do
Okay.
it.
I was just gonna say my algorithm is like only two things. It's
Mhm.
like small clips of anime, which I love because I'm the
Nice.
nerdiest person when it comes to anime. I will just be sitting there on my lunch break and I'll start crying. So there'll be a scene from an anime that I know of, like it'll be from like, Naruto, and like
You're just
when
sad.
anyone who knows Naruto, there's a scene where like essentially his mentor gets killed and he lets himself die to like his three disciples because he just refuses to fight them, and it's like it's like the saddest thing on that entire show. It's one of them. There's a lot of sad things on Naruto, but it's just really, 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 really compelling. And I'll just sitting there, just eating my like crackers on my lunch or on my break or whatever. And I'm just crying, and people are looking at me and they're concerned. I'm like, no, 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 it's fine. It's just TikTok. It's okay. Leave me alone. But the other 10%
It's
of
basically like how
my
Shippuden opens too. Like imagine like starting a new show with fucking Jiraiya dying. Like that would
yeah,
hurt.
yeah.
That would hurt.
Yeah, but the other 10%, it's like 90% that, and I love TikTok for that because I see a bunch of clips from anime I haven't seen, and they're like really hype. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then I go search and figure it out. Not because I totally have time to watch it, but whatever, it's my own vice, I guess. But the other 10% of my algorithm are thirst traps, and I was like, oh no, I'm married.
Yeah.
I can't be doing that.
What
But then
kind?
I thought about it. Hold on. Well, I mean,
Like that's
yeah,
horrible.
I'll
Point me
explain.
to
I mean,
exactly
are they
which
gangsters?
ones
Are
they
they
are so I can avoid
cosplayers?
them.
Yeah.
I'll explain. Not all of them, but like most of them are people that look like my wife, and I'm like, huh.
Nice.
All right, I think I
Yeah,
did
it's
good
hype.
then. Like,
Hell
like I don't
yeah.
know how to feel about that. Like, but yeah, I was like, you know what? I think that's good. I think I'm doing okay.
I think it
So-
would be. I mean, I don't know, but I assume that like if she looks over your shoulder and sees that, you would play off better than like somebody who
Yeah.
just looks like the complete opposite.
What you gotta do
unrealistic,
is be
yeah.
like, this looks like you. This is you,
But,
right?
like, most of them are like a blonde person who just is like slim thick, like that kind of
Slim
stuff.
thick,
Like,
yeah.
that's how I envision my wife. I think she's very, very attractive.
Aw.
And so I see
I would
that, and
hope
I'm
so.
like, yep, I did it. I did the thing, guys.
Yes, I had the thing just on TikTok algorithms again to where part of the way the algorithm works is that if you watch like a certain amount of time of something, it then goes, okay, this person likes this thing, and throws a shit ton of that into your feed, and that includes like if you're on TikTok occasionally you'll get like a live streamer, right?
Sure.
And
I did randomly
there
get
was-
Brett the other day, and I was like,
I get Brett all the time.
yeah, but I don't.
It's
That's
very
the thing.
funny.
I don't get him that often. So when he popped up, I scrolled and I went, wait a minute. I went back. I'm like, that's fucking Brett. Like, what the fuck?
Random
yeah.
Brett sighting.
Yeah, I saw Brett on there. I was like, oh, he did it. He can stream on TikTok now. Let's go. Good for him. I was so happy to see him there. And now I see him all the time, and I'm like, all right, Brett, go away.
God damn it.
Brett, we're recording.
Because I'll get chased it. We're live, bro. What's funny is I also one of my old work managers also like streams on TikTok a bunch, and I'll see him live every now and then. I'm like, oh shit, like what's up, Dave? It's Dave TV. If you're into anime, that's like he does anime discussions on TikTok like all the time.
Oh.
Like that's his thing. So but also shout out Jim Tasty on TikTok and on Twitch. That is Brett who we're referring to. Please go watch him. He's a very good streamer.
Very dedicated.
Very dedicated, very good. Dude's leveled up hard in the last like 2 years, and it's really really impressive to see. But there's one day where I'm scrolling, and occasionally have you ever like been watching something on TikTok, like somebody comes to talk to you for a second, and it's just like your thing just keeps running, like you forget to pause it. I'd hit like one of these, like it was a thirst trap like live streamer. So it was just this chick like bending over and talking to chat like with their titties like fully involved or whatever, and I like wasn't paying attention, and I was talking to a buddy of mine, and then I looked down and I was like, Jesus Christ. And I went on for enough time to where it's like all of like the live channels that get suggested for me now are my friend Dave, Brett, and then chicks in their underwear. I'm just like, how do I get rid of it?
Is Brett not in his underwear when he streams?
I like to think that he is just like below camera.
Yeah.
Or nothing. Oh my god.
Just
Oh my
Winnie the Pooh in it.
God. Oh my god.
Man, that's crazy.
But yeah, it just you get stuck in it sometimes, and then like that's just your
Yeah.
feed forever. Like right now, it's I made the mistake of liking like 3 Tears of the Kingdom videos. That's my whole feed right now. It's all Zelda.
That's okay.
Yeah,
It's
and
all Zelda.
the TikTok algorithm will switch up on you fast.
It's
I remember
aggressive.
when I had it. It's like
It's aggressive.
Yeah.
I love when anyone who knows Dragon Ball Z, there's a scene in Dragon Ball Super where Frieza teams up with Goku
It was
to
wild.
fight Jiren, and it's hype as fuck. And there are some anime scenes where like I know by the back of my hand or back of my head, like I can go through it because I understand. I know every moment's gonna happen. That one comes on every time I watch it.
Watch it
I
every
can't-
single time,
I
dude.
can't.
Every
I
single
can't.
time.
And
It's
I
fucking
got
awesome.
I got one today that was a live reaction, like in the theater of like Frieza.
Like when they
and Goku,
premiered
like,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is hype as fuck. Like I got that Avengers feel. And I'm like, ah man, this is so good. And then I had to go back to work.
Nice.
How do you feel about
I-
Dragon Ball, Jordan?
I played a lot of the Dragon Ball Z video games, and I just never really sat down and watched the show.
Budokai?
I
if you
played a lot.
If you played just about any Dragon Ball game, you probably at least have like a basic understanding of the story of the show. Because that's all they ever do for Dragon Ball games.
Because growing up, my best friend was really into Dragon Ball Z, so we've played through all the Budokais, all the Budokai Tenkaichis. I had Budokai.
Just to interrupt for 1 second.
Shin-
Sorry, 1 second. The voice actor
coming
who
back.
the voice actor who voiced Master Roshi recently passed away, and
Yeah.
that made me
no.
that made me real sad.
Yeah.
Because Master Roshi is someone for all the negative things. Because Master Roshi is a pretty like character when it comes to like his personality, but for all good and bad, like he reminds me of my dad so much. Like and all the bad too. All the bad too. Like that's
Just
my
bald
dad.
with sunglasses and huge beard and shits
And
immediately
horny as
after he
fuck.
eats.
Like yes,
for your dad.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's the
what
thing.
awesome. Yeah,
Respect.
wears a
Like,
turtle
there's-
shell on his back.
Yeah, that's my dad right there. But there's also a scene where, I mean, spoilers if you care, but where Master Roshi pretty much almost dies, and I think he kind of does technically, but he comes back like right after. It's fine. But watching that, I couldn't do it. Like I was crying, and I had to put away the phone.
no.
I could because
No,
like
I can't.
that's how I see my dad, like in a light like that. That's my dad.
Yeah.
And then when learned of the voice actor passing away, I was like, fuck, like that hit me in a weird way. I was like, no, this needs to stop happening. Like voice actors are going left and right now. I think.
Are you gonna play Tenkaichi 4 when it comes out?
Was that announced?
Yeah, dude, you didn't see that?
Was it?
They're making a new Budokai
Dude,
Tenkaichi game.
like
Yeah,
a couple
Thought
months ago.
I saw a
Yeah.
trailer on TikTok where it was like a slow pan to like an old TV. Is
Yeah,
what
so
you're
that
talking
was the
about?
trailer.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
okay.
trailer for it. Yeah. It's a new Tenkaichi game.
I'll play the fuck out of that.
I'm more. I know. No one else in the entire planet agrees with me, but I love the Raging Blast games, like the 3D Arena
I like Raging
one.
Blast.
Raging Blast 2 was like one of my favorite games of all
I didn't
time.
play
It's
Raging
on my
Well,
top
well,
four.
that's what Tenkaichi kind of became though too. Was like that sort of like 3D arena
It's
style.
true.
Yeah,
It's true.
but
I just think the control scheme of Raging Blast 2 felt right to me. But yes, Budokai
fair.
is probably a far superior title, and like the fact that they're bringing it back in any significant way is probably because of fighters. But I'm okay with that. Like,
I think
use that
it's
success-
more of the success of what's it called, Xenoverse.
Oh, really? That's
Because I think
their
their gameplay is like the Tenkaichi games play more like Xenoverse than it does like Fighters. Like Fighters is very much like a let's make an esports fighting game. Like
and it's really
like,
good.
It's so good. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't play like esports fighting games. I played that one because I was just gonna give it a go.
I
went
love
through the
fighting
entire
games.
Campaign, loved it.
I played Fighters like for like 2-3 years. Like I mean, it was a constant game forever. I got pretty good at.
I got pretty good.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
I should enter tournaments.
I've said this before on content, but I used to win money from people playing Raging Blast 2. Like,
Yeah,
they'd be
good old-
they're
good
I
old-fashioned
can take
money
you."
match,
I'm like,
dude.
no. And the most like satisfying thing is you hit the R1 button if you have enough key. I don't know if anyone understands this.
Yes.
And you do like the after image technique. So like
Yeah.
if you have a character who has high key and then you like time blocks and all that, you can just have max key like the entire time. So I'm literally just doing after image like the entire fucking match, and they can't hit me, and I'm like, this is my god moment. Like this is like I'm him.
He's-
I'm him. Yeah.
I was gonna say you went Ultra Instinct, but it's a Dragon Ball game. I mean, like you know.
Close enough.
Same thing, right?
I'm stoked on that though. I'm really excited for that because I mean it's like technically I played the Budokai games more than the Tenkaichi ones like growing up, but having anything even that's like similar to that at all, like I'm really stoked on.
Yeah, and like it's been
In
a
a
while.
modern version of it. Like I know they're not that
Yeah.
old, but like a more modern take on that would be.
They're
really,
pretty
really
old.
It was
I
on
mean,
PS2.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Tenkaichi
that would
2
make it-
and 3
that would
were
make
on
it retro,
PS2,
right?
Wii,
Yeah.
PS,
By definition.
yeah. I think
Yeah,
Tenkaichi
I actually have
3
it.
was
Don't tell
on
anyone,
PS3,
but I do have Tenkaichi 2 emulated on my Steam Deck.
Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell nobody though. Chat be
Hey,
cool.
Gabe, look what he did. Look what he did with your device.
Abe, look away.
And Gabe's like, I know.
He's like, why do you think we invented this shit? bro?"
Wink.
I mean, my take on it is like if the game is not being sold officially anywhere piracy's ethically okay.
I agree, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
If the game is not being sold in any official
Huge
capacity,
meme.
Because you
then,
can't,
like,
yeah. It's like if I go to a store to buy Tenkaichi 2 for somebody, like fucking who made those games?
Bandai,
Bandai, yeah, Bandai's not getting any money from that. Like,
exactly. Like you're
and I'm not
just
paying like $100 for a PS2 game because retro game prices have skyrocketed so high. I doubt, a fucking Budokai game is $100 these days. But you know what I mean, though.
I mean, look at the price of some of the old Pokemon games, and
Those are
granted,
different. That's different.
Because
Those are
Nintendo
different. Those are
games
different.
never depreciate.
The Pokemon is a little bit different because you can like bring a Pokemon from Ruby and Sapphire all the way up to Scarlet and Violet. So
Yeah.
like
It's extremely
that's
complicated,
why
but
they
it can
hold
be
their
done.
value better. But like Chrono Trigger for DS, I hear is going for like $100 copies easy.
Well, what's one is Chrono Trigger is like one of the most famous like JRPGs of all time. But then also too, it's I don't think it was a limited run per se, but it wasn't like a super like heavily printed game. Like
There's
there
not
weren't- there weren't-
warehouses of that game.
There weren't a lot of copies of Chrono Trigger on the
Is-
DS. No,
Is Chrono Trigger like the next Advance Wars, or like that's the next one people like have been clamoring for?
I have heard about
maybe.
Chrono Trigger since I
So,
used to
well,
watch Smosh games back in high school.
the problem is that Chrono Trigger has been re-released a couple times, but Square Enix
Re-released, yeah.
loves to make their re-releases like objectively worse, and so there's a really shitty version of Chrono Trigger out there that you can play like on Steam or on mobile like right now, but it
Is that
doesn't
the one
look
that
or
has
sound as
the
good.
animation from the Dragon Ball Z group?
The art director was Akira Toriyama, who
Oh, is that true?
yeah Toriyama did Chrono Trigger. Yeah,
I thought that was
he
Dragon
was
Quest.
also
Is that-
also true.
Oh,
He did
okay,
both
cool,
of them.
Square
Yeah.
Enix. Yeah.
It's all Square Enix. Yeah, he did a lot of games for Square.
Yeah.
And so Chrono Trigger was Toriyama as well.
Yeah. I've tried to play Chrono Trigger a couple times, but it's never like got its hooks in me. Granted, I never got that far in it, but I've talked about how like I can't always do turn-based.
Yeah,
like-
and I mean it's got like the Final Fantasy like active battle, but like still, that's one of the few like old school like JRPGs that I don't know that I'll ever play it again, but I have played through it and I'm glad I did. But
Was Live Alive Square Enix?
Yeah.
yes,
Square
If they
Enix
did-
made
if they did Live
basically
Alive, they have
every
to be-
JRPG.
if a JRPG is coming out now, it's probably Square Enix. Like I don't think there's a lot of like non-Square JRPGs out there anymore
Well, I'm
outside
just
of like
saying-
Persona.
Yeah, that's true, Alice. If they brought back Live Alive, they've got to be working on a Chrono Trigger like remake, right? Right?
I mean,
right?
This is my hot take, and I feel like people are gonna come for me. If I would love to see Chrono Trigger remade in like a Final Fantasy VII remake type of way, where it's like
That'd be cool.
we're not gonna focus on turn-based. Here's like I know a bunch of people want to see it in HD 2D, but I want like real-time action.
That's me.
I think both of them. Either one would be cool.
Yeah.
I like Chrono Trigger.
yeah.
However they want to do it, I'll play it.
I mean, I think Dragon Quest 11 did it, where it's like you could play in the classic style or you
Yeah.
could play in the modern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's asking a lot though. Like
It is.
like I'm all for that, but that's
I
asking
heard
a lot.
Dragon Quest 11 was really good too. Like I have some friends that were really into it.
Isn't that the one that has like an extremely long title?
Yeah,
Or
I
whatever.
think about it all the time.
Yeah.
Dragon
Oh,
Quest 11 S Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition. I think that's
Yeah,
all
The
of it.
one, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Fucking Kingdom Hearts ass sounding name, dude. Like Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 HD Remix Plus. Like, yeah.
The chances of
You
me
rock
ever
the
Final mix, sorry.
the chances of me ever playing Kingdom Hearts were low, but the second they added fucking decimal points into their game, I was like, never doing this.
Yeah,
Because
no, I get it.
the decibels were just for like the release. Because I just finished watching this fucking like video from Eddie Burback, who by the way, great YouTuber. If you're gonna watch any video that Eddie Burback makes, make it the one where he and his friend took a road trip to eat at every single rainforest cafe in the entire country. It's fabulous. It's fabulous. It's excellent. But he did like a retrospective video on Kingdom Hearts, and he pointed out something that I'd kind of forgotten about, which was until like the 1.5, 2.5 like and full collection like re-releases, in order to experience the entire story of Kingdom Hearts, you needed a PS2, a Game Boy Advance, a DS,
I was
a
just gonna bring that up.
3DS, a PSP, a Japanese Nokia phone, and then later a PS3 and PS4. Like,
In a mobile device.
yeah, absurd. And so what the like the 1.5, 2.5 are is they took like the Game Boy Advance, the DS, the PSP games, and they packaged them alongside Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2, so you
God.
can play all of them on
And
one console.
Isn't there one just called The Story So Far, which is every single one of those
It's all-
things? I think
It's all of it
except
put
3
together.
on one
Because,
disc.
it's all of it put together because the way they initially released it was you had 1.5, which had Kingdom Hearts 1, which, fun fact, they completely lost all of the code for the original game, so they had to literally from the ground up, remake Kingdom Hearts 1. And then that one had Chain of Memories and 356 over 2 days. And then 2.5.
That's a real title.
That's the real title. It's 356 over 2 days.
That's the DS game, yeah, where he plays Roxas during his time in Organization 13.
Roxas and Axel. I love both of them.
And then 2.5 had Kingdom Hearts 2, Birth by Sleep, and Recoded on it.
Birth by Sleep is actually a dope name. Like, as
Birth
far
by
as
Sleep is
Kingdom
a really
Hearts,
fucking rad
it's a
name.
really good name.
And then, before 3 came out, they released 2.7.
They're making it up now.
That's even like, okay, the 0.5s, I'm like, all right.
0.789.
The 0.5s were bad enough, but I'm like, you guys are on thin ice. 0.7?
Sorry, 0.8. It's 0.8. It's 0.8. I'm sorry.
2.8.
And so it's Kingdom Hearts 2.8, and it's called. It's better. It's Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm pretty sure is essentially the same thing as 2.5, but
So-
they added like the new next gen, like essentially DLC, which is like
So the final chapter prologue was literally like a prologue into Kingdom Hearts 3. It was a way to show off like the engine that they're using for Kingdom Hearts 3 and some of the new gameplay mechanics in it. And then kind of set the story for stuff that happens sort of off screen in Kingdom Hearts 3. So if you play that one, you have an idea of kind of what happens to Aqua in between Birth by Sleep and 3. And then that one also had a remaster of the 3DS game Dream Drop Distance on it. And then so it's like you had to have like 3. Then they released 1.5 and 2.5 together, so you could have either 3 discs or 2 discs. Then Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, and then they went, the story so far, here's all of the games. There's a million ways to interact with all of the Kingdom Hearts games. It's fucking absurd.
I know that there's this many games is because I worked at GameStop when a bunch of these were being released, and of course people are also just buying them all the time.
I can't even imagine trying to be a parent and be like, okay, my
God.
son wants Kingdom Hearts. And the
Dude,
guy's like,
parents already
The story so far now to where like if they're like, I don't know which one he wants, it's like, here's all of them, just take
here's the whole
this.
thing.
all of them on one disc. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like one at one of the GameStops I worked at, our manager was like about to have a kid, and like there was a group chat, and people were like suggesting he was like huge Kingdom Hearts fans, like had a Keyblade tattoo.
Nice.
And people were like suggesting, oh, like you should name your son Sora, or like, and they were like listing other characters from Kingdom Hearts. I only know
Axel.
fucking Sora, Donald, and Mickey. So
Axel.
like,
Axel.
yeah, maybe it was Axel. And then I just, because I had never played the games, I just suggested, I
Roxas.
was like, you should call him 2.5 chapter prologue.
That's really good.
Kingdom Hearts
That's
HD
really good.
final mix 2.8
And then the guy's last name, like
Yeah.
Givens or whatever.
Smith. Yeah. Oh Lord.
Are you going to name your kids after Kingdom Hearts titles? I sure hope not.
If you do, make it Birth by Sleep.
Yeah, Birth by Sleep is a good one.
But when
Final
that kid's getting bullied, you could tell him to spend his time in his room watching our videos. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Oh, poor
Bye.
kid. Poor kid.